Hey, welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So it's my friends over at Joanne.com. This week, we're gonna put it together. Hopefully you got all your squares done. If not, just head back into the other videos and the pattern and be able to get those done, because we're now going to join it as you go for your particular Afghan today. So without further ado, let's head on down to the studio. I'll show you how easy it is to do. Today we're going to work on week number 4, and we're going to be doing the attaching today. And you can see the map on how it wants you to attach, but of course I want you to use your own creativity. Now if you did follow the suggestions of the numbers of counting, the way that it's done here, you will see that it will work out that way as well. So if you need to change the way it looks, you might just have to make some extra squares or subtract some that you've made. So that's completely your choice. You are the creative artist. I want you to explore that. So when we're going to be attaching these together, what you're going to notice is that we're just going to be attaching and joining with single crochets, reaching across and just going every other one in order to do it. Now the interesting thing about this is that when there is no attaching, so if it's on the edge of the blanket, you're going to notice that there is this attaching here does not go all the way around. It only goes across the directions that you want to go. So what I would strongly suggest to you is that it's showing you the map here how to do it, but once you get this done, you just continue to jump. So you attach here and then you jump to the next one, and you don't have to fasten off when you go to do that. So let's work on doing this together. So I'm zooming in onto the diagram that you see. We're going to start off in the corner, and then we're going to single crochet and chain 1, single crochet to the next corner, and then we're going to come back into this one that we started with and go to the second one over, single crochet, and then we're going to come to the next one and we're going to go to the second one over and single crochet, and then we're going to jump over, skip 1, single crochet, and then come back and skip 1 and doing that. And this is going to attach it together as you go. When you get to this point here, you're just gonna simply just look here and just continue to join it where it's suggesting, and then just continue to use this process. So regardless if you're crocheting and joining it in this direction or this direction, you're still gonna follow the same concept. Let's begin. Let's see what you can do. So what we'd like to do is get your layout all set. So I told you that there's a diagram available, which there is, and I want you to lay it down either on a table or floor. And what we're going to do is when you lay it out, you're going to join, and when you lay it out, you'll join to the next one above, and then once these two are joined, you immediately jump to the next set, and so on and so on. Then what's gonna happen is that you'll notice that they're all joined, so you go to the next one and join the next one in, and you'll have it all done. So then you're going to turn your whole Afghan sideways, and this will be attached, and we're gonna come across the other way in order to do it. Now when we're going to attach these, we don't go all the way around these squares. We only go where it's attaching, and then when we do our final border, you make up for the distance that's there, and we'll cover that then in the final week of week number 5. Without further ado, let's show you how to attach. For tutorial's sake, I'm using a vibrant color, but I would almost consider it 2 because I think I've always loved this color. So I'm going to just start off with an extra long tail so that I can weave that in later. And I want to attach it to the first chain 2. So make sure these are facing upward when you're going to do it, and you're gonna go in and attach, chain 1, and single crochet into that same one. And what I would do with this tail, just leave it out to the side and you can weave that in later. So you're gonna chain up 1 and then go to the next chain 2 space on the next one, and what I would do is go from the underside up, and you're going to single crochet it just like that. Now if you would prefer it the other way and go from the overside down, that's up to you. As long as you're consistent, it really kinda doesn't matter, but it does look different, so make sure that you're aware of that. So chaining up 1, and you're gonna come back and you're gonna go to the second one here and single crochet. And how do I know that is that I have to skip 1. So chain up 1 and go to the other one. So you have to skip 1, go to the second, and I'm gonna come from the bottom upward, and I'm gonna single crochet. Then chain 1, and I'm skipping 1, coming down, chain 1, skipping 1, single crochet, chain 1, and so on. So what I want to do is that I want to continue to join like this. You'll notice that it's really quite speedy. I really like these kind of joining, to be honest with you. Anything that doesn't involve sewing I'm pretty excited about. So it doesn't take much, my friends. So just continuing to join, and I'll see you at the end of this, and then we'll attach the next set that we have, just to make sure that you've got that under your belt. So now that I've gone across, I'm just gonna chain up 1. I'm going into the bottom one here, This is to chain 2 space, chain 1, and then get the next chain 2 space up here, and now I'm ready for the next one. So chain 1 to begin, and then grab your next 2 and start. So if you looked at the diagram, you will notice that you are going to start off in the same way. So coming down into the chain 2 space and single crochet, chain 1, come up to the next chain 2 space, chain 1, and then coming back down, skipping 1, going to the second one over, chain 1, and go to the second one over here, and continue it along all the way across in the same manner. So when you're just joining in between them, it's really no big deal. It's just you kind of restart, but you don't finish off your yarn so that you don't have any yarn tails to worry about. So you're gonna go all the way across, get all of your sections together, and then you're gonna turn your afghan, and then you're gonna work in this direction. But let me finish this one off first, and then I'll see you there in just a moment when we turn it. Now at this point I would jump to the next set, and so on and so on, but when finally you're gonna hit the final edge, and you chain up 1 and you go into the base here, and then chain up 1 and finish in the up one, and then that's it. So we're just going to just trim that off and leave an extra long yarn tail that we'll sew in later. You can sew it in now, it's up to you, your call. But now you'll have these all done. So you move to the next layer, continue across, move to the next layer, and go across, and then eventually you'll have to turn it and do all the crossing. So let's do that next. So I've now turned the afghan, so assuming that they've all had them in the same layer, I would do it very strategically. I wouldn't be messing around with trying to do too much at one time. So do all of the one side, like all of these all the way up, and then once you're ready, then turn it and start doing this one all the way up. You're gonna start off in the same manner, starting off at the bottom. It's exactly what you did. Chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, come up to this one, and the only difference this time and then I'm gonna continue, so just skipping 1. So I'll talk to you as I'm doing it, so you already know what you're doing with this one, is that you just have to cross over the middle section like it's nothing there. Okay, and so when you get here you'll just immediately jump over, and then it will fill in all the spacing all on its own. So I'll see you there in just a moment. Continue to join as I've already shown you, and I will see you when it crosses over next. So I'm coming up and I am just filling in all these here, and I'm about to cross over, but before I do it, so I'm gonna chain up 1, come into this chain 2 space like you did before when you were crossing this way, and then chain up 1, come into the next chain 2 space up here, right directly above, chain 1, and now you immediately start now in the next chain 2 space. So cross right over and start there. So single crochet, chain 1, come to the one right above, chain 1, and then start again, second one over, like you're skipping 1, go into the next one, and so forth. And basically you've just crossed over, and you can see that it just filled it in really quite nicely, and really no big to do. So you're gonna continue then to layer these all up and get them all done, and then that's it for this week, and we'll continue our journey next week. So make sure you weave in your tails, and I'll see you at the end. I'll see you next week, I guess, for the final on wrapping things up with the beautiful border at the very end.
Thanks so much for joining me. Well, you got a little bit of homework now, right? So you'll see me next week as we start our final border together, and good luck, and we hope to see your creativity on Instagram and Facebook this week. Bye-bye.